Hi, guys. It is Becca Lori Hector here, again live this Tuesday for you guys in Becca's backyard. Here we are live. As you can see, it's getting a little windy. It actually wasn't too windy earlier today. It was really nice. And as you can see, it's my first Becca's backyard live without a hat on. I'm so excited. It is not even jacket weather out today. We're about to get some like a week of sunshine and a week of like really comfortable weather, jacketless weather, and all of that stuff. And a lot of sunshine. And in Colorado, the sun is so much stronger, I feel like, than anywhere else. So when the sun comes out like this, like you can see, it's hitting my head. I feel like you could almost like cook an egg on my head. So the sun is really strong here. And so when we get sunny days, even if it's like temperature cold outside, the sun just warms it up. Opposite effect, though, of course, when the sun disappears, it's freezing. But that's okay. I chose to live up here, and I would almost always rather be cold than hot. So that's my story. In any case, here I am on this Tuesday live. Welcome to my backyard. As you can see, we've lost a lot of the snow. I know it's kind of glary, and I'm trying to figure out how to do this in a place and a time of day where you can actually see what's behind me. But I think what I'm going to end up having to do is walk you guys around all over the place, because the camera either wants me to be in the light or that to be in the, whatever, however it works, the technology crap. So yeah, but I know when it gets warmer out, for absolute sure, I will be taking us off the deck and putting us down in the floor version of the backyard, and you'll be able to get to see more then. But when it's cold, it's like muddy down there, and there's snow everywhere, and so there's no place to kind of safely put the camera. Well, in any case, you don't need to hear all that. So how was your week, you guys? Welcome back, Abby. I'm so excited to see you here. I'm excited that you guys are coming back, and I know not that many people can actually catch the stream when it's live, but I figured when I was trying to do it, I was like, well, I could try and pick a popular time. But what happens when you do that is, of course, it's not necessarily a good time for you. And since the live stream needs me, I got to do it at a time when it works for me. So I certainly don't mind if you come and you watch the live stream and you don't say anything and you don't put any icons and I don't even know you're there. I am fine with you watching it like that, because a good chunk of people come back and catch the replay. And, I don't do it necessarily for the interaction, though I do love it. Hi, Nancy. All that stuff regardless, and it's really just a way to sum it up for people who either process better auditorily or don't have the time to read and all of that. Hey, Joe. And all of that stuff. So I really, Becca's backyard is it's really more for me, which is a little bit selfish, but I hope that you guys will get something out of it too. That's why I really wanted to make sure I called it a support group, like a support group format for us, because even though we're not all kind of in the same room and we're not all able to talk at the same time, at least we can answer each other back a little bit. And it was another way for me to show you guys that I really am doing my very best to live an authentic life. And that means that I'm authentic when I go live with you, as authentic as I am when I'm in the supermarket, as authentic as I am anywhere else, and so when I do, I guess the idea of doing something live, even though I don't record and edit newsstand, the idea that it's live and there's noises in the background and stuff like that, I guess. Wow, get a new muffler. Well, see it? Did you see him? Try and get that plate number. Anyway, but yeah, so it gives me a way to kind of in the now and be real as I can be with you guys, because I'm on this journey too. I'm not trying to preach from someplace up high. I'm on it too. I'm walking next to you, But in any case, so that's why I want to do it. It's really also for me. It's because sometimes I need a support group, and I need to know I have a group of people that get me, get kind of. Last week, I was thinking, I go through trying to think of ideas for like, what could I do for the live stream? Because in a certain sense, it's really like reliant upon me to have some kind of idea what I'm talking about for you guys to have something to respond to. So I've been doing like weird YouTube researching and like looking at other people's channels where it's all just like it's their channel about them, not about a particular topic. To get some ideas for live stream ideas and stuff like that. If you guys have any ideas for topics that we maybe want to cover as a group, or stuff you want to know more from me, please hit me up with that stuff. You can always email me at info@beccalori.com, or you can comment wherever you see this video. But I would love some input on that. In the meantime, I definitely... Yes, it definitely is an important part, Abby. I really want people to understand that, yeah, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for us because I'm not alone on this journey, and you guys have experiences that I haven't had, and vice versa. And if we don't start sharing information, we're all just going to be suffering. So, that's just another way, another format to do that. So in my kind of lookings this week, my searches for what will I do on, that's not me, and it's not on brand, and it's certainly not authentic. So I thought, no, and I just kept looking. And so one of the ideas that I kind of saw out there was people doing like a Q&A, answering some kind of quiz or whatever for their viewers. And I thought, well, that's a kind of cool way to get us started, right? That's kind of I don't know, just a fun way to get us some things to talk about and kind of spark the conversation. And so I thought, all right, well, let me go and try and find some of these. You kind of want to do all of that stuff. Really, it's out there. You really don't have to reinvent the wheel on just about anything. Thank you, interweb. So I went out searching for some questions and things like that, and I found one quiz that, I found a bunch of quizzes, and they had like stupid questions that had no meat. They didn't have any real value to them, or I didn't even think the answers would be fun. So I got really bored with those, and I actually ended up finding a couples quiz, like a get to know you couples quiz. And I thought, well, you know what? These are at least meatier questions. They're more intimate. And though we are not a couple, we do share kind of an intimate relationship. And so I thought these are at least, they're real. They're genuine questions, not like, congratulations. Joe had her assessment today, and she's so happy to have been diagnosed. Congratulations. Everybody doing cheers for Joe. Yay. Welcome to the tribe officially. And we are glad to have you. And you are already well on your way to getting to know yourself. So hooray. Yay. We have another in our numbers. So that's really exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been kind of trailing Joe's journey as she's been waiting for this assessment. So I'm so psyched. Thank you for sharing. I'm so excited for you. And now I'm going to have to try and refocus myself. All right, the questions. So let's do this like weirdo quiz. Maybe you'll learn something about me that you never knew. Maybe it will spark a question from you about me that I could do another live stream about. Maybe you'll hate it and you'll give me a giant middle finger in the comments. I don't know, but any reaction is good. So I'll take what I can get. But let's try and have fun with it. We'll see what goes with this kind of situation. It's my first. All right, here we go. Questions. And so I did a big fancy thing. As you know, I'm such a tech guru. I screenshotted the quiz, and it's now on my phone so that I can go ahead and read the questions. All right. Basic stuff in the beginning, but let's do it anywho. What is my full name? My full name is Rebecca, and no one ever calls me that except for doctors and teachers. I haven't been called Rebecca formally by anybody but the IRS for a very, very long time. I was always called Becca by my family, and then I hated Rebecca so much, and my teachers abused that name so much that I ditched it formally for Becca in my adulthood. So I am Rebecca. It's my first name. My middle name is Skye, Skye, not like the sky, but with an E at the end. As you may be able to tell, my parents were hippies. And I was originally supposed to be Sunshine Skye, which would have been really far off the mark. So awfully glad that they didn't, and they named me Rebecca. And this shirt is just bending so funny. I'm having such sensory issues with my shirt bending today. Anyway, so that's my middle name. Last name is Lori. You guys know that. And then I recently got married about a little less than 2 years ago. And so now I am Becca Lori Hector, or in real legally, I am Rebecca Skye Lori Hector, so that I wouldn't lose all the stuff I've done on the internet, basically, is what it was. So that's my full name, as exciting as that may be. And next, when is my birthday? My birthday is coming up. My birthday is in the infamous month of April. It's kind of unpleasant, but I've never really liked my birthday. So my birthday is April 28th, and I was born in 1976, making me a grand old 43 and about to turn 44, which is exciting. I'm excited to turn an even number. I really hate having odd numbers day, and I don't usually celebrate it. This year, Antonio and I think we're going to use it as an excuse to go eat somewhere, but I always had terrible birthdays growing up. My birthday parties were awful. It was a social mess. I don't think I ever had a birthday that I didn't cry at until I was at least over 18 too. But I'm trying to reclaim it a little bit, because it really is like your only day of the year that belongs to you entirely, where you get to do selfish things all day and make people do them with you. And I never truly appreciated that part of it because I was always running from the obligation of being the center of attention, I think. So yay. You're 1 month. Oh, it's Joe. Hey, way to go. Antonio's birthday's in May also. So you're in March then, right? You're older than me. Yes, you're in March. Well, happy birthday to you then, lady. So yeah, that's my birthday, and I am, if you follow Western astrology at all, I am a Taurus, and I am a Taurus to every T. I am stubborn and I am loyal. I am all of the good and all of the bad. Hate to say it, but it's true. All right, here we go. Next question. What am I insecure about? Ooh, this is a really good question, actually, because I'm insecure about a lot of things, I think. Probably more things than anybody would ever realize I'm insecure about. But I think my number one, because that's really what it's asking for, is what is your big thing? My big insecurity is my weight. I'm not a really heavy person, but I've always sort of been that chubby best friend. I was never really ever very skinny unless I was really sick or really not eating. Either from stress or whatever. And so I've been really thin in my life, but I definitely have some kind of like trauma left over, some form of like body dysmorphia still from kind of always being the tubby kid. And so I struggle, and I'm still really insecure about my body, very insecure about my body, which is why I dress like a little boy all the time, because it makes me feel less insecure. So that's my insecure. What is my favorite food? Oh, this is so good. Okay. My favorite food is the potato. I really love anything that's made with potatoes. I love French fries and potato chips and whatever. I love a plain baked potato by itself. I just really, really, really like potatoes. And it's such a weird favorite food to have. Why don't I have something fun and cool? I don't know. I like the potato. It's basic. It serves your needs. Food is fuel kind of thing. But I also like that it's so willing to take condiments of all kinds. I really like that, and that you can do so much with it, because I'm a condiment fan, if I'm real about it. I really do enjoy some condiments. So I like that, I guess, about French fries. All right. Let's see. Ooh, I don't want to lose you. Okay. What food do I hate? Ooh, there are a few. I think it's a tie for me between green bell peppers and probably cilantro. I think I might have that cilantro gene where it makes you taste like soap to you, although I wouldn't identify cilantro as soap, but it does taste bad to me. So I might have that cilantro gene or whatever. So I really don't like it. I don't like it in anything, not a little bit. I'm sorry, all of the people in Mexican restaurants out there who yell at me when I say no cilantro on it, but no cilantro. I hate it. And the other thing that I hate is specifically green bell peppers. I like red bell peppers and yellows and oranges and whatnot. And I like other kinds of peppers, but I think the green bell pepper has such a strong taste to it. It's like celery. Celery is another one in there with bell pepper. They're like tied. And it's just that their taste and their flavor is so strong, I think, to me, and their smell is so strong to me, it overtakes anything else that it's with. So it's like if you have steak and peppers, or peppers and steak, whatever, however you call it, that steak just tastes like green peppers to me. So I don't like it and I don't eat it. And those are my least favorite foods. Next. What is my biggest pet peeve? All right, it's a good one. My biggest pet peeve is people complaining without providing solutions. So it's kind of loaded, but I really despise it. I really despise when people sit around complaining about how something's not working, how it would be so much better if this and that, if it were, why can't this person be that way, blah, 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 and just complain, and never provide even a partial solution to the problem, because it seems as though, and this is how I interpret it, that they don't actually want the problem solved. Right? They just want to complain about it and like hear their own voice complaining about it. And I don't dig that. I'm an action-oriented person, and I don't like that passive aggressiveness of it. Like just say what you have to say and like do what you got to do. And so I don't like that. And that's like my hugest pet peeve, both in the workplace and at home and in personal life. I just think if you have something to complain about, you've identified the problem. And the next step in that whole situation is to find the solution. So why are you not coming up with at least one? And why are you expecting everybody that you complain to solve your problems? Big pet peeve, as you see, I can get on a soapbox about it and go on and on and on, but I won't. I will return us to our quiz. All right. Let's see. What's my favorite TV show? Okay. My favorite TV show of all time. I have it on. I own all the seasons and everything, and I watch it if it's ever on. I think on Prime right now, which I'm a little behind on. I think it's now available on Prime, all seasons of Fringe. Great show. If you like that kind of stuff, yes. It was just such a good show. I love it so much, and so much so that my Walter, my special ESA Walter, is named after Walter Bishop from Fringe. And so people always think he's named after Walter White, but he is not. He is named after Walter Bishop from Fringe. And so, yeah, that's my all-time favorite show. I was so devastated when it ended. There were months of deep sadness, and I know that's crazy, but I really loved it. So if you've ever loved a show enough to be sad when it's gone, that's how I feel about Fringe. And I'm very sad that it's gone. Moving along. See. It's very annoying that it closes in between and I have to keep opening it. All right, next. What's something that always cheers me up when I'm sad? Cats. It's true. I hate to be so typical and stereotypical, but cats are my thing, man. I have a lot of them. We have 6 inside, we have 2 outside, and if I see them anywhere, I have to touch them immediately. And so it really just gives me joy to spend time with them and enjoying them. But that's not really like, I guess it does. It's something that cheers me up when I'm sad, is absolutely my cat's love. Definitely. All right. Let's see. Next question. Oh, well, I can't ask you this. This is about our first date. And so, we didn't have a first date yet, but get on the asking, would you guys? All right. What is my biggest fear? This is another loaded one, but I think it's a really important one for us to talk about, I guess. My biggest fear my whole life was, what was I going to do when my mom was gone? What was I going to do when I was alone? And my mom was my person. She was the one NT allowed in my life who gave me advice, who could explain to me how they see the world, who could tell me what clothing is appropriate, and who knew everything about me. And so I always had this fear of what's going to happen when she dies or leaves or whatever it may be, an abandonment issue. And about 5 years ago, I had to face that fear. 5 years ago, a little bit more, my mom got diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I have now lived with that fear behind me for the last 5 years. And what I can tell you is it was so freeing to be past my biggest fear and know that I could be through it. And so, not to say that I'm totally fearless now, because of course there are things that give me trepidation and make me nervous and all of that. But that big fear game, it's gone for me. And so now the second fear that was always behind that fear, I guess takes the cake, and it's sort of fear of the unknown future. I really, you can never know what's coming up, and you do your best to be a prepared person for it, but you can't. And so I guess I'm afraid that there will be badness in the unknown, but I don't like to spend too much time in the what if game because I don't think it's healthy. So I don't. All right. And we're wrapping up here, you guys. Very close here. If I could travel anywhere, where would I go? Oh, this is another good one. So here's a little factoid. I always really wanted to go to Europe, and I'm fascinated by like London, and I really like the UK a lot, and I'm fascinated by the history there and all the buildings and just the way it looks and everything. And so a couple years ago, Antonia and I finally went to Scotland, and I fell in love with it there. And so for so many years, Scotland was like that's where I want to go. But now I've gone. And so I had to think of kind of what was the next in line? What was the next place, right? And so my next place is Costa Rica. And so, yeah, I really want to head to Costa Rica. First of all, I've never been in an island, and I've never been on an island where the water is clear. I've never seen any of that stuff. But most importantly, Costa Rica has a sloth sanctuary at it. And all I want is to see those sloths because they have the funniest little faces. And I just want to touch one. And I'm going to start talking in a little kid voice in a second because they're just so stupid cute. And so that's my reason for going to Costa Rica, is for the sloth sanctuary. I'm sure there's lots of other stuff that I'll enjoy there too, but that's the main draw. And that's my number one, this one for right now, you guys. let's see. Oh, let's see. We'll just go to 15 because there's like 25 questions here. Let's see. What is my most favorite song or artist? Oh, I don't know if I can do this one, you guys. I have so many songs, and you guys know when we have a favorite song, how we listen to it over and over and over again, and we know all the words and all of that. Oh my God, I don't know if I could just think of one. So I'll give you one of my favorites. I'm not going to say that it's number one or that there aren't others out there, but the one that comes to mind right away is Billy Joel, "Just the Way You Are." That to me is the most romantic song in the whole world. And I love it. And so take some time. If you don't know it, listen to it once maybe, or just read the. So, boop. That's my favorite song. What am I missing, chitter chatters? Oh, yay, we have sloth fans, other sloth fans. Yay. See, you guys? So Costa Rica better get to your list, too. It's supposed to be huge, the sanctuary, and you can feed them and touch them and pictures and the whole deal. Very excited. Let's see. If there are any other questions I find interesting. Let's see. Okay, so remember I told you it was a couples quiz, so some of it is couples questions that make no sense. What's your favorite habit of mine? Like Okay. Am I a dog or cat person? Well, there's a long time that I would have said I'm a cat person and only a cat person. But now I have all my puppies, and I'm learning to really appreciate them as a species in a different way than I really ever had before. So I want to say now that I'm a bi-species lover. I love both dogs and cats, though I think if I was pushed against the wall, I would always choose cats before dogs. Let's see. Okay, two more. If I could bring a famous person back to life, who would it be? Wow, there are so many people that I would be interested in having a conversation with. Be crazy. Way back in the early aughts, I was a philosophy and religious studies major, and I was really, really obsessed with the work of Stephen Jay Gould, who was a professor out of Harvard who's written a whole bunch of books. And I just really liked his work, and I had really wanted him to come speak at my graduation or something crazy like that. And the year that I graduated college, actually, he passed away from a heart attack. And so he's somebody who I would like to have had the chance to meet and talk to and have a conversation with. So there's my nerdy old self telling you that. Backup plan would definitely be Albert Einstein. I would absolutely want to have a conversation with him. All right, you guys, we're getting on like 25 minutes here. I know everybody runs out of patience at a certain point. So last question of the quiz, of the get to know me section. If I could be any animal, what would it be? Well, as a cat person, I would choose a cat, but I don't want to be a domestic cat. I am really fascinated with snow leopards. They are my spirit animal. I would come back as a snow leopard. That would be my choice. All right, you guys. Well, that wasn't so bad, right? I mean, those were some good questions to get us chatting and getting to know each other and sharing some stuff. Man, I wish it could work two ways. We'll have to figure out how to do more of that stuff, I guess. But thank you again. Thank you for taking the time to join me on my live stream today in the middle of a Tuesday. I really appreciate it. I love spending the time with you. I really enjoy having space and time to share with you guys and just be real with each other and hang out and just kind of talk about whatever. So thanks again for coming. Thank you so much for just joining me and taking the time and chatting or not chatting. And I would love, love, love it if you guys wouldn't mind sharing for me. You'll see the video will come out after, and they all missed the live, and too bad on them if you missed the live. Too bad. But they can watch a record of it. So any sharing of any of my stuff is always appreciated. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing. And comments, of course, I love. Feel free to email me if you need to at any time. It's info@beccalaurie.com. Oh, and before I go, you guys, tomorrow is it. Tomorrow, my newsletter comes out. Tomorrow morning, if you are on the list, you will be receiving the newsletter in your inbox. Yay! If you have not yet signed up for the newsletter, you have until 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time tomorrow to sign up. But to get the March issue, of course. You can always sign on after that for the April issue and following. But get on that newsletter. All you have to do is hop over to my website at www.beccalaurie.com. beccalaurie.com. And there's a big pop-up. It's along the side. You can go ahead and sign up for my monthly musings, which is a motivational newsletter right in your inbox. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you'll come back next Tuesday. I'll be live again at 2:20 p.m. Colorado time, which is Mountain Time, and again on this channel. And then, of course, every Friday in the afternoon, I bring you guys Neurodiversity Newsstand, which is your neurodiversity news in a nutshell. So I will see you guys on Friday, those of you that watch Neurodiversity Newsstand, and those of you who just enjoyed the live stream, I will see you guys next Tuesday at 2:20. Have a good one, you guys.